This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
It's Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast from the Protest Center of Canada today. Prime Minister Trudeau was in town yesterday, and 100 people were not happy about that at all.
Yeah, we're not the protest capital. They just got out of hand yesterday, and it was not
Pictures went
pretty.
viral.
Yeah, the pictures were shared, yeah. See, I don't get excited about it because it's stupid.
I want to make it bigger, though.
I know you want to make it bigger, and you keep bringing it up, and it's like, but you're just giving them a voice now.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're talking about the protesters.
No, I'm talking about the craziness of the protests.
Of the protesters.
Because what we need now is we need funding to clean up the mess. We need.
Did they leave a mess?
No, that's what I'm saying. So now we need the National Guard to come in and clean everything up because it got so out of hand.
I think we just need to ignore them.
100 people with a bunch of flags, including some American ones. Oh my God!
But it goes hand in hand, right? The same people who protest are the ones who are angry in the States. And
still not completely sure what they're mad about.
Exactly.
Like,
I get you don't have to be happy with nobody's ever happy with the government.
Yeah.
They're not going to please everybody, certainly. And they're lucky if they can please the majority of people. But that to me is ridiculous. I don't understand that kind of anger. Mm-hmm. If you're upset, then run. You know what? Do something. Run. Do something for your community.
Volunteer.
For your province, for your country, and to make it better. That doesn't make it better.
See, you and I, this is interesting. And I wasn't going to talk about this. Of course I was.
Yes, you were.
It's interesting you say that because some pictures were isolated of people who were there, and whether they were quote unquote agitators, professional agitators who were brought in, or whatever the whole situation was. I didn't recognize them. You and I in this town who have broadcasted for decades know everybody.
Maybe not decades.
I didn't know those people. So if I don't know who they are, it's not like I went, oh, I know who that guy is. He works at. I didn't know who any of them. That's why I feel pretty comfortable that, it happened here. I don't know how many people in that crowd lived here.
Well, they could have put the word out.
Yeah, they were here because Prime Minister Trudeau was here.
They're angry.
I don't know if Belleville people or how many of them were there.
Well, there's a story on InQuinte talking about the protesters, but also a group of senior residents who there's a picture of them too, and I thought, see, that's kind of the same thing. You don't have to agree with his politics. He's not my favorite person either. I don't necessarily agree with everything Trudeau has done and is doing. But he's our prime minister, and there is something about that should be respected. And this older generation who have seen everything
oh my gosh,
showed up there yesterday in red and white in their Canada, I would almost say Canada Day gear. Like they were very vibrant red. And to see him, because he's the prime minister. And to hear their quotes, and they were begrudging these protesters. And they admitted, you know what? I may not agree with everything he does, but he's our prime minister. And this is an exciting thing. And we should be acknowledging that at this moment. As opposed to focusing on the anger.
Yeah.
And again, if you're that angry, then do something other than stand with a bullhorn or a sign and make it awkward and weird for everybody else.
Or worse, look so aggressive that they have to usher him away because it looks like it could get violent.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be a physical altercation.
No, at all. No.
And the interesting thing, too, is, of course, he's a liberal, and I don't agree with everything he does. Doug Ford is a conservative. I don't agree with everything he does.
Exactly.
I don't really particularly like anything that's going on that all of them are doing.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean.
Why do I have to pick a side and get violent?
Whoever's in power isn't going to please everyone.
So what are you going to do about it? Well, I think I'm going to follow him around and try and get clicks.
Exactly. And what does that do?
Yeah.
Nothing. If you want change that badly, and of course we all want things to be better, but if you're that upset about it, then why not look at a way that you can help it, as opposed to adding to the anger and making it violent.
Another good point you raise in your language there is I don't know that a lot of these, well, I'm just going to call them professional agitators, the ones that go around and go to rallies and seem to show up in these same viral videos with the same flags. Some of them are Trump flags. I don't think they want things to be better. They want things their way.
Yeah. And I don't even know
You're never
do they
gonna get
know
everything.
what their way is?
I don't know. They've been told what their way is supposed to be like, and we'll go back to that way.
Okay, so then you get it. Then what? Will that make you happy? I don't think it will.
No, and not
I think
only
they'll find something else.
The amount of people that would have to give up life, liberty, freedoms in order for you to go back to the way you thought you would like to have it, that you've never had, that your parents had it, is unacceptable in the modern world.
Yep.
Now that we can see everything that goes on around the world, you think this is the worst place to live? Okay, I could see in the 1950s if you had no idea what it was like to live in the droughts of Africa, because who would know that? There was no internet. But now look around. Again, not perfect, but such protests that has to become physically violent in Canada.
Are we that bad? Now, I'm not, like you, I'm not saying things are great.
No.
And I'm not saying that things don't need to change. They do. There are things that need to change.
We do have vehicles in Canada.
Otherwise, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge that, and I see that. But you're not making it better by doing what you're doing. And you're right. Take a look around the world.
Yeah.
Yes, things need to change here, but we are not as bad as other places in the world. So be grateful. Acknowledge the fact that we have a lot of privileges here already. It is not a third world country. We have our own issues and things to look after here in Canada, yes. But we're not as bad as you're making it out to be. And you need to...
And you can focus that energy in other ways to make it better and get involved politically so that the right people get in and enact the changes you want without you getting thrown in jail for trying to do it.
And quite honestly, it didn't start with Trudeau. And it's not going to end with Trudeau.
Yeah.
So even if you do get him out of power, even if in the next election someone else is elected, it's not going to change overnight. And who knows what that person's going to do. You know what I mean? It's not all on him. He's the prime minister. I get it. And he's doing what he's doing now. But these things started, I would say a lot of the issues started before.
Plus, that's always happened somewhere else. We're Belleville. Can you settle down? We're in the Quinte region of Ontario.
Come on. You're representing here, folks.
Yeah. Could the 100 of you go somewhere else? Well, like Cornwall had nothing going on. Chatham, go somewhere else. Don't do this here.
And it is unfortunate because we do seem to get.
I know.
We do seem to get.
Because we're right on the 401. We're right in between Toronto and Montreal. It's geography. Believe me, it's not us. We're unfortunately situated right here, right in the middle of it all. And 99 days out of 100, it's smoking great, and the other one is like, oh, who brought this shit to town? Oh, come on.
Well, and that's just a day that should have been exciting and a day where we could really be proud to host the the Prime Minister of Canada stopped in Belleville. It just kind of turned.
I saw him when he was at the Empire Theatre 4 or 5 years ago. Trump had just been elected, so it was probably 2017. Neil was still our
mayor.
Liberal. No, he was our Liberal MP at that time.
Oh, right.
And Prime Minister. So I got a ticket in there because, and again, I wanted to hear what the Prime Minister had to say. I wasn't wearing red. I don't care one way or the other. I'm a morning guy on a radio station, Prime Minister in town. I got to go. Got to hear what he has to say from a professional. Good speaker, and a lot of it was, what are you going to do with the United States now that Trump's in? Because you guys are diametrically opposed politically, liberals versus not just conservatives. I mean, he is far right at that. We didn't even know how far right he was going to pull it, or his supporters down there. But again, he had a plan. He thought, hey, the United States of America have elected that gentleman to be their representative, and if we are to coexist and have economies of
together
scale,
and try to
we
come
will have to find a way to work together. It's not my job to tell the Americans what to do. It's not my job to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
You got to work with
you can disagree with policies, but you can't really disagree with that strategy. I don't want him to say, well, he'll do what Canada likes, or we're going to what? We're going to what?
Yeah.
So, no, I know what you mean. So, but it was nice to have him back in town yesterday.
It was.
Yeah.
And I know the protesters bug you, and I know that the whole situation does, but
Because none of them really were Belleville people. That's what it is.
They don't seem like it.
Yeah.
No.
I know when Peterborough
Because people
went
here
through the
are
same
nice,
thing.
and we are the friendly city, and that wasn't friendly yesterday.
Well, see, and I know people who would not like Trudeau.
So they wouldn't have gone.
Well, the thing is, I if they were in that, I would have said, okay, well, I know they don't, and they were there, and I get it. And I don't think they would have done...
But that's what I mean. The people you know who aren't fans of Trudeau, would they have even gone down there yesterday?
They might have gone down to protest, but they wouldn't have been the ones, hitting people with placards and screaming. And no, they just don't like him. And if they wanted to go down and express their views, they would do it in what I would call a democratic way. A meeting of the minds and a disagreement of ideas. And that's fine. I agree with that.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, but but Peterborough went through it.
Yeah, they did.
They had the protesters, and I'm sure if they face checked, there'd be a lot of the same people moving around from city to city in this area. So, anyway, if you're listening to the podcast, Beta Scram, who needs you? So,
if you're really that upset, do something.
Do something. Yeah, you do something. Because I know it's going to happen. This is the other thing,
and I say do something. Don't do something violent. Do something to rectify whatever it is that bothers you. Mm-hmm. If it is a policy, okay, then work with your community to change it. Mm-hmm. What can you work with the government towards changing it to? Mm-hmm. Do something constructive with it, as opposed to just being out there yelling.
And if you actually think that your tactics are going to elect somebody else that you like, you are barking up the wrong tree. Because that doesn't help anybody. Yeah. Oh, okay, let's vote for the violent guys. No. Let's find out what the violent guys want and vote that way. No, nobody wants that.
Well, I hope enough people
Nobody wants to feel bullied into
I hope enough people continue. I hope they continue not to be bullied.
So, anyway, that's my point. And good, we only wasted 12 minutes of the podcast. Now, thank you, Charity.
There you go.
Thank you, on a Friday.
Which
InQuinte.
otherwise, because we didn't even talk about this morning. We didn't talk about the project. We mentioned it at 6:15, then quickly moved on, which was great because this morning's show was awesome.
We had so much stuff
We
going
had
on.
Barbie Girl as the 8 o'clock song. We had qualifiers for Aerosmith. And Mark tried something new this morning.
I like what I like. People call me a picky eater, and I vehemently disagree with that. I am not picky. I just like what I like.
And it's plain.
So to me, a picky eater is somebody who goes into a restaurant and orders something off the menu and then changes everything about it. That's picky to me. So yeah, I'd like that, but I don't want this on it. I don't want that. Can you put it on this and then put it in a wrap and do it? That to me, that's picky. If I go in and say, yeah, I'd like the steak and the potatoes, that's what you make me.
So exactly, you're more of a plain eater, I would say. Not necessarily a picky eater, but a plain
I'm predictable.
Eater.
Like, I know what I like.
You're a plain eater.
No, I'm predictable.
No, you're plain. You even said it this morning, you're plain. You like plain donuts.
Plain donuts.
You like
vanilla
your
ice
tea.
cream.
Yeah, vanilla, your tea black, nothing in it. Don't spice it up. And that's what we did this morning.
My wife
It's very plain. Meat and potatoes, plain.
My wife is never more beautiful than when she's not wearing makeup. And she is who she is. I used to say
Natural.
that. She asked me not to say that because she says people may take the wrong, but I used to say, I love my women the way I love my donuts. Old-fashioned plain. But what I mean is, like, don't get all dolled up for TikTok videos. I don't find that attractive.
You like it natural.
I like
plain.
I like women as they are. Like you, personality,
natural and plain.
No.
It's okay. I've been called Plain Jane, and I quite enjoy it. But my point being that you don't
not fake.
So if you add something to your tea that's fake now,
it's fake now. Yeah.
Well, that's what we did. So when Mark was at Camp Day on Wednesday, you learned about London fog.
Never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it either. You educated me as well when you came back.
Earl Grey tea with a whole bunch of other stuff in it.
Traditionally made with Earl Grey tea, steamed milk, and vanilla, a whole bunch of stuff. So 2 ingredients. They add some milk, so it's a little frothy, because we saw that this morning, and a little splash of vanilla.
Okay, so in July to this point, I don't believe I've tried a new thing.
I don't think you've tried a new thing since
Charity's been trying to get me to try a new thing a month.
We tried that, and we did it for 1 month because we did it with Burger Revolution. What did you try? There was something on a burger, and you tried it, and you liked it.
Was it avocado?
Was it was it the avocado, or was it that dragon burger we went in to try, and it had something on it? I can't remember, but it was like one thing. And then it stopped.
I don't know. Yeah.
That was enough for Mark for a year. So this morning I went and bought you a tea when I got my coffee.
I really appreciated that.
Well, because we talked about it yesterday, and I thought, no, he needs to try this. as our listeners felt as well. They felt you needed to try something new, to be open to it.
So I tried it on the air, and Charity filmed it, so it's up there.
I will say it was a little underwhelming. I almost wanted you to spit it out.
Well, our friends at Tim Hortons, God bless them, they do so much. They don't need me saying thanks for promoting our product while regurgitating.
If I hadn't videotaped it, would you have made more of a fuss about it? Were you holding back?
No, I wasn't. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I did take a video. It's up on our Facebook page. You don't look that uncomfortable.
No, because here's the thing. That is something that people buy and enjoy. If you were to say, here's monkey brains, you'd get the reaction. Exactly. You'd get the reaction you want. This is just something that some people enjoy that I don't enjoy. But it's not a weird and strange delicacy from some other hidden play. It is. It really is.
Were you being truthful when you were uncomfortable just before we did it? Were you nervous?
I was. I don't like trying new things. Like
genuinely,
new foods.
you
Genuinely,
weren't.
I don't. My wife will warn me. She says, I've made something different tonight. And I'll say, well, what do we have? And she'll say, okay, we're going to have chicken in a sauce, but it's different. And about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I start getting sweaty palms because I know I'm about to try something new. I don't like trying new stuff. I don't like it. I don't know.
So what were your thoughts on the Linden Fog?
I found the Earl Grey to be bitter, which I've always known. I've never liked Earl Grey. And I thought maybe the sugary frothiness would override it, but it didn't. It separated. I could taste both, and it wasn't appealing to me. So I would never order a London Fog. I would have instead a black tea and
Orange
two, yes, plain, and 2 toasted coconut donuts. And that would be a wonderful treat.
All right.
For me.
I drank.
What about you?
I kept drinking it.
Yeah. You didn't
I
like
tried
it
it
at
too.
first, but
It was different, right?
But?
It's sweet. And as one listener said, it's something it's almost like it's a treat. So you wouldn't drink it all the time. And I wouldn't drink it all. It was really sweet, and I couldn't finish it. I just got a small, and I had a few sips. It was fine.
It did occur to me.
But it was very sweet.
It did occur to me, what happens if I really like it? Then I have
Would that be so bad?
No, it would just be that's great. For example.
Would you try more things if that was the case?
For example, I love something now that I couldn't stand forever, and that's Caesar salad. I used to just detest
When did that
the
change?
smell. One golf tournament. I decided to try Caesar salad at a golf tournament.
So you didn't like it before you tried it?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't stand the smell of it. That's why. I didn't like the smell of the Caesar salad dressing.
So weird.
And it's okay, I'm going to try it. It's
that's the most popular kind of salad out there.
Exactly.
Most people who aren't quote-unquote salad eaters will eat Caesar salad.
First of all, if you're not aware of what a Caesar salad is, it's comprised of...
Who doesn't know what a Caesar salad is?
Leave it alone. It's comprised of vegetables, all right? So there's that you have to contend with.
Yes.
It's vegetables. And dried out bread known as croutons, but then spiced up with a wonderful little side dish of bacon.
Sometimes, yes. And Parmesan. You put some Parmesan on.
Some Parmesan. And now I like it. So that's I can honestly say that's the new thing I used to really thought I would dislike that I love. But nothing else compares with that. It's not there's very...
if you tried more things, that would change.
I don't know.
Have you ever had calamari? Now, that's a big one, I know.
That's a fish, right?
It's a squid.
It's a squid. No, that'll never happen.
You should sometime.
No, I don't think so. Kath also knows that if she
really
continually pushed me to try new things, there's the road. Our relationship is not built upon you telling me I always have to try new, and she knows that.
So you've tried something this month.
Yeah.
Do you want to try something else next month?
No.
We'll try it again?
I'm good for the summer.
You're good for the summer?
I'm good for the summer.
Really?
Maybe at Christmas I'll try something new.
Have you ever had eggnog?
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it is gross. I didn't know if you tried it. I knew it was gross.
Yeah, no, it's too thick.
Oh, it's gross.
And the taste is but
I can't. My mother loves it.
It's so heavy.
Oh, I can't.
And I don't like eggs. Big surprise. Don't like eggs.
Have you tried eggs?
I have. Yeah.
Okay. See, now when you say you don't like something, my immediate question is going to be, have you tried it?
Have you tried it?
It's like with my kids.
Yeah.
You can't. It's fine if you don't like it, but you have to try it. You can't say you don't like something if
Yeah.
you've never had it.
But there's a point at which that argument doesn't work anymore. And
With
that point
what?
is when you turn 60. I don't have to try it to not
You don't
like it.
have to, but do you not see that that's kind of closing doors? Like, you don't know if you don't like it.
There's so much stuff in my life that I do like. I don't need any more stuff. I like
it's not
what I
even
like.
needing stuff, but food is an experience sometimes, and there are things that you wouldn't.
Yeah. See, that's where you and I think we talked about this. That's where
Halfway?
you and I differ, because for me, food is just an energy source. Like people who can have a 3-hour
so much more than
sociable
that.
meal. No. That to me, a meal is not a social
good
event.
Meal, like someone who has really put the effort into making.
Yeah.
You can't sit and savor or try or.
Like when we go on a cruise, oh my God, I love it.
But do you
after
try anything new, or is it the same
I
things
try
that
all
you
kinds of. Oh, I will.
Well,
I've had.
There you go.
But I'm on a cruise ship and it's wonderful. I'm not going to try it in my kitchen. I can't make that soup.
What about just restaurants, regular restaurants?
I don't know. No, because I'm now spending a lot of money on things I don't like. I'm already on the cruise ship. It doesn't cost me anymore.
Well, thank you for trying.
But then after an hour and a half, I got to get up and go. I'm done talking to you guys.
And that's fine. It's not about the length of the meal. It's the meal itself. Sometimes you just have to take the time to eat it.
Kath and my family and other families love the big breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of a bigger waste of time.
Oh my God.
It takes
Oh my God,
2 hours to cook and eat it. Just give me a bowl of something and let's go do something. We're going to start at 9:30 and eat at 11:15 and then clean up, and
We've
now we can't do anything
switched
till
now to timing.
1. Oh my gosh, it's just like, what a waste of time.
All right, that's another podcast.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Thank you for doing the London
Thank you for
Fog
buying it for me.
this morning.
Thank you.
That was very interesting. It made a bit. I think the listeners enjoyed it. I
It'll be
did.
viral.
I did. I thought it
Yeah.
was quite. I'm quite proud of you for doing it. So good job.
Thank you. I thought I failed in my reaction time, though.
Well, like I said,
you down.
I was envisioning maybe not a complete spit out, but definitely the maybe a little bit more pucker.
So you didn't leave room for the fact that I might have liked it?
I knew you wouldn't have liked. I knew you were going to like it.
Which was part of the fun.
Yeah. Because you don't like anything, so
True.
I knew.
know.
You said raspberries, and raspberries are delicious.
No, they're not.
Oh my God, they're so good.
They are the assassin of the fruit world.
See, yeah, exactly. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, no, that's so tart.
So good for you for not spitting it
Yeah.
all over the board and
Nope, thank you.
costing
Got
the
it.
company more money.
Got it. What's going on this weekend? You got stuff going on?
Not really.
We don't
no.
either.
Which
We
is
don't
nice.
either.
It is nice. It's been a little busy lately, so this is good.
Normally we launch into our vacation about this time, but we got stuff on the go. We got other stuff, so we
Your vacation's coming.
rescheduled.
It's
yeah,
coming.
I'll take another week.
Yep.
Have a great weekend, everybody. When we get back on Monday, it'll be your chance again to qualify for the Aerosmith tickets last week before the draw the following Monday. Jimmy Hollywood will let us know that Oppenheimer made about $51 million, and the Barbie movie made how much, Charity Brown?
I'm going to say 70.
70.
I'm going
That's
to be
pretty good.
I think that's
Yeah.
That's a respectable, safe.
Apparently,
number.
my daughter and her friends went and saw it last night because they live in Toronto. So everything's early. I didn't ask her. I haven't been in
Did
touch
she
with
like
her
it,
this
though?
morning. That's what I mean. I haven't been in touch with her. But they were getting dressed up. That's what's going to happen this weekend.
Oh, I'm sure.
The shots of people, selfies and the like in the theaters, dressed up as Barbie, is more important to them than the movie.
Well, we saw it a couple of weeks ago at the golf tournament. There were 3 different groups, Barbie groups.
Yeah.
At the ladies' golf
yeah.
tournament. We had the only Ken. But this movie,
Disappointing, by the way.
no, was it? I don't think it'll do the 100 that they want.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it'll be number 1, and I do think that word of mouth, it'll be good.
And they'll go just to dress up as Barbie, and the movie
it'll
will be
fun.
what it'll be.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after
Just
that,
a
we'll
fun
see.
movie.
Then we'll see what happens.
Oppenheimer, unfortunately, is and I said this to you. It looks fabulous. I don't know that I can go to the theater to see it. I will see it, but between that and Barbie,
right?
I'll probably go see Barbie.
Kath and I next week, Oppenheimer matinee.
Well, but
us and our people.
That's a little different.
Us and the rest of the retirees, we're out doing matinees.
I don't go to a lot of matinees.
Oh, I love matinees.
So
1 o'clock movie in the summer.
Yeah, and
What
it's great.
separates us from the
I'm
animals.
usually napping.
Okay. Well, not on Tuesday, not Monday. Go Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, everybody. Okay, we'll see you again on Monday morning here on 90.